Just setting up streaming. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. This drives me crazy, so I'm going to close that. Wonderful. So how to transform your life. How to transform your life every 4 minutes. Thank you for being wholly you. It is your superpower that will change your life in 15 minutes. Superpower number 1 is to be aware you're being charged. I invite you to experience your charge. I want you to experience your superpower. To be aware of your time and space. See, each of us have ours in our body. And we can all right now share now. So I invite you, let's share now. Just quiet your thinking mind and focus your attention on the moment of now, of being right here, right now. And you'll notice there's a time, let's say now, let's focus now, and there's a space. And this space is, you can choose anything to put in this space. What I help us see in this space is your charge. See, your body is just a makeup of your charge. And a charge doesn't have any information. And we can look at things from a positive, negative, or neutral. And so space is always filled with a charge. And then if we say, oh, your life here as we know it, your existence is time and space, what we do in our time and who we are being in our space makes up our life. So if you want a good life, it is just a collection of good nows that are positive. And see, this is common sense until we get scared, until fear comes in. And so my intention for you here is for you to see your starting position, to see what you really want, why you can't have it, and I will show you how to have it. Better yet, I will teach you how you can have it in 15 minutes. And this is the first superpower, is to be aware of right now. And choose to fill your space with the charge of appreciation. Appreciation for what? For life, for being alive. And just notice joy, that it is a positive charge. As you just notice this moment of now, it is what we have. And how does this compare to your normal life? What charge is dominating your life? Is it what you want? If it isn't, that's what we're going to learn next in this series of how to transform your life every 4 minutes. What do you want? Why can't you have it and finally teach you how to transform your life every 4 minutes? I just shared with you your superpower number 1 is to be aware you're being charged. Always. You're always being charged. So click on the link to get the next video. Learn your sabotaging habit and how to change it to a positive one. Look, what's coming up is to be aware of your superpower number 2 of what do you want, so that you can finally have it. Click on the link. You can also see my demonstration of this process. But most importantly, don't miss the next video, the next series in how to transform your life every 4 minutes. Superpower number 1, aware you're being charged. Number 2, what do you want? And number 3, we'll finally go into how to change it. Teach you how to change it. So welcome, how to transform your life every 4 minutes. We're looking at superpower number 2. What do you want? So that you can finally have it. And reminder that superpower number 1, I just thank you for being wholly you. Aware of your charge, aware of your time and space. And superpower number 2 is to be aware of what you want. So take out a piece of paper, a blank piece of paper. Draw a line down the middle. On the right column, put 3 things I want. 3 things I want. 1, 2, 3, just down below. On the left column, 3 things I don't want. 1, 2, 3. Now fill them out. 10 seconds remaining. And just notice how that information, just notice how you reacted to that information of time. And notice the difference, what it was like before and after that time information. Just notice, how were you being before? What were you doing? And then when the information around time came up, what did you do? No judgment here. We're just noticing what information was there for you. So let's come back to your list. Circle the column that has the most answers. It's likely this was the easiest for you. And if there is one, then this would be your starting position. So let's circle one that you want to bring into focus today, one that you want to work today, one you want to bring into. And so look at your right column. These are the 3 things that you want. And what I'm going to do is bring more into them that you can add these if you would like. So there's really 4 good ones that I enjoy. Great. And so circle the one with the most answers. If it is the right column and you want, congratulations. You are being what you want. This is the first step has been achieved. And now it's time for the next one. But if you circled, so let's catch everyone else up. So if you circled more in the don't want column, this is like most people. And this has been conditioned in our society for 100 years. Thank you to Henry Ford at the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, when he said in 1914, I don't know why I have to deal with the whole being, the whole human, when all I want is a good pair of hands. Obviously, he was talking, I just want the worker, the productivity, the output. I don't want the thinking being. I don't want the emotional being. And this has shaped, rewarded our society for the last 100 years of how to work hard, but not how to be human, how to live life, how to have what you want. So as you look at this list of what do you want, we're going to do a process of step into the end result, stepping into the emotion of the end result. And so think about what you want, circle one of those that you want there, circle that good, and just say, oh, this, I choose to have this. This is what you want. And just notice there's a part of you that really wants it. And there's a part of you that says, oh, we can't have this. We can't do this. It's just information, just acknowledge it. But really put focus on, what do I want? And what would it be like when I have this? And so just allow yourself to have it, to be this, to feel this. What would you be feeling? What would you be doing? What would people be saying? How would you know you had this? Wonderful. This is the emotion of the end result. This is what you want. This is the truth. This is the feeling, is really what you want. So now as you look, it's like, where can you have this? Where do you have this already? Where can you be this already? So that should have felt really good, stepping into the end result. So I want to come back to that moment. I told you to take a snapshot. We were writing our list of what we want and what we don't want. And I opened it up for about 5 seconds, and then I said 10 seconds. And what you were being and doing certain things in that 5 seconds. And then after the time crunch, there's like it could have affected you, and it could not have. But there was a moment that you had a reaction. And I said, take a snapshot of that, take a snapshot of yourself, take a snapshot of yourself in that moment, just so that we can come back and look at it. And that's what we're going to do now. Just want you to take back that moment and remember when I said, oh, there's 10 seconds left. What did you think? What did you say about yourself? What did you do? How was your being? Because next week, what we're going to explore is why you can't have it. And this is called the resistance, friction. It's pain, anger, it's the habits. It's all the charges that we want to leave behind. And it all starts with when I have, then I'll be. And so your resistance is why you can't have it, why you can't be this. And so we notice all the ways that we've created, that we've coded up, that we said we can't have this, why we can't have it now. And that's why in our life we are dissatisfied. That's the frustration, the stress, the overwhelm in our life. All based on our starting position, based on our charge. So click the link. That's what next week, when we explore superpower number 3, not next week, just in the next video. So click the link, check out the next video of your superpower number 3 and how to change it. So superpower number 3. Superpower number 3. How to change. Superpower number 3 is I teach you how to change it, how to change yours. Remember, superpower number 1 was to be aware you're being charged in your time and space. Superpower number 2, what do you want? It's creating the emotion of having it. That's the key, stepping into the emotion of the end result. Think about any goals that you've put together, like at business or at work in your career. And it's like, oh, here's our milestones, here's our goals. And we all get excited at first because there's some emotion behind it. But after we get into doing the work, the emotion, the motivation goes away. Now, if we could keep that motivation on the end result, we could keep that emotion, that fuel there the entire time, it could pull us through. And that's what we structure. That's how we structure it to work. And so that is when we are aware of our resistance, are we able to change that? And so superpower number 3 is, well, knowing how to change it. You first have to be aware of it. And then you got to know how to change it. And that's what I do is I coach people how to have what they want, why they can't, and how they can. And I could tell you all about it, but it is best if you experience it for yourself. And the most important one is to experience this through what I call a double bubble process. And what it does is it allows your unconscious and self-conscious to see each other, that they want the same thing. And I'll teach this to you. I'll teach you 2 processes. 1, wisdom, which is always to know what the obvious answer is. And 2 is to remove the resistance that is in the way of what you want. Superpower number 3. So superpower number 3 is a perceptual shift. So look at your list. Let's add some. Let's add some to the right column, to the wants. Remember, this is the one that we stepped into the end result. This is good. This is great. This is what you want. Yeah. So I coach people around these 4 to start with. You can write them in here, or you can just listen to them. It's your choice. You can put them down as your new choices. We'll select one to put into this next process. So, well, the first one that I teach people around is I choose to love my life. I choose to love a life I love. Number 2 is to be the powerful creator. I choose to be a powerful creator. I choose to be health and vital, and I choose to live my true nature and purpose. Those are those are the 4 core choices that I teach. I coach people to get into right away. So circle one of these as your wants. And focus then, bring your attention onto what you don't want. Circle one of these that has the most charge to you, the most resistance, the one you'd want to get out of the way. You just don't know how to yet. Good. So now you have 2. You have 1 circle for what you want, and you have 1 for what you don't want. And just allow them to be there and just notice, like put them on two ends of your awareness on what you want and what you don't want. And we're going to focus in on what you do want. So look at the wants, look at that list of wants, and just imagine having it. Step into the end result of this, of having this, of being this, of feeling this. Just notice what you're doing. This is having this. This is reaching it. This is accomplishing what you want. These are your dreams. Bring in your emotion, open it up, allow it to step into the end result. Bring your fuel. And just notice all the reasons why you can't have it, but we're not focused there. We focused on the end result, the positive charge. Good. Now ask, why can't I have this now? Why can't I have it? Why can't I have what I want? Why can't I have this? Just notice, is your experience with this? Is this in life? Is it stuck? Maybe it's oscillating. It takes a couple of steps forward and 2 steps back. It's like life is either stuck or it's oscillating. And you can tell me, it's like, no, that's flowing. There is no resistance. And I say, great, that is what we want. We want life to flow. And if it isn't, I want to teach you how to remove it so that you can flow. And that is when you do a process, some sort of process to remove the beliefs, the limitations that we've put in the way, which is not allowing you to see that you're powerful, to see how to live a life you love, how to see your true nature and purpose. And that's where I teach you here is the wisdom process, so that you can see what the obvious action is. And if there's any resistance to the obvious action, it's, oh, there's a process to be done. I have a belief in the way that says I can't have that. And if that belief is in the way, you will never have it. And so the 5th step is to always take action. So the 5 steps to this are: 1, choose what you want. 2, step into the end result of having it. 3, why can't you have it? Number 4, then there's a process to remove it, to release it, to allow it. And number 5 is, what's the obvious action? That was the wisdom process. When you step into the end result, step into the end result. Ask what's in the way. And then come back and say, what do I need to know today? If you're in a true structure, if you're going for what you love, there'll be an obvious answer. And your automatic will be to disregard this, to edit this. And that is why I brought attention to that moment in time when I said, oh, here's the time. That is what we want to be. That is what we want to be aware of when that happens, when that is being our charge, because we are unaware of the direction it throws us. And it always throws us in a negative one. And what we're working to do is be in habits that are in positive directions. And so that's the wisdom process. So as you think about what action was there, what is your obvious action? Do you have any resistance to this action that is transforming your life in 15 minutes? It would just notice that it was 4 small changes that were to teach yourself the 5 steps. What do you want? What would it be like to have it? Why can't you have it? What process? And I just went through 4 of them with you. And then what is the obvious action? So make sure you get the next 30 days. It's a free series by clicking on the link and registering. Remember the 4 processes that I went through that you can continue to practice on, continue to use, We're one, wholly you. This is to notice your charge in the moment of now. Number two was the emotion of the end result. This is to step in. What would it be like to be it, to see it? What would it be like to have it? This is what's missing when we go for our goals, when we go for what we want. We're missing the emotion in it. So it's a constant fight rather than a flow. It's an oscillation, or it's stuck rather than a flowing. So it's how do we get more flow in our life? And with that is the wisdom process. It's really the first three steps. What do I want? What would that feel like? What's in the way? And then go back and ask yourself, what do I need to know? And then that will be like, what's the obvious action? Take the action, and that'll get that moving. That'll get that structure to get you in the direction of what you want. And then we did a double bubble. We didn't do a double bubble. That is the last one. And so here's the double bubble process. A double bubble process allows you to step into what you want and what you don't want. And what allows this is that you see these aspects, see that they're fighting for the same thing. That's why it's an internal conflict, because you are fighting for the same thing. You have beliefs that disagree with each other. Beliefs that don't make sense because you made them up as a child. And when we look at the double bubble, we allow both sides of them, because we do have resistance to being successful. To having what we want, we have resistance to that. You can't have it. You're not good enough. You're not worthy. You're not special. You're not important. You don't belong. You can't be that. You're not powerful. We all have this. So we're just looking at our resistance, noticing our charges and releasing them. So here's the double bubble process. Look at what you want. Imagine having it. Just take it all in, be it. See it. See yourself. How would you know you had this? Create what the future would be like. Create a future memory. Imagine having this. This is a future version of you. Wonderful. Now just come back to the center of that. It's like, oh, that felt good. And just leave that over there on the right-hand side. This is what you want. Just come back to the moment of now. And just kind of like you're looking out neutral land. It's out neutral of your time and space. Now you look over at the list that the three things that I don't want. Yeah, you see the one that's circled. It's like, oh, that's what I don't want to happen to me. Just feel the charge of that. Feel the resistance to all of that. Just feel all that you do to avoid that. And now just accept that it happens. Notice what you tell yourself. Can you allow it? Can you just allow pieces of it? Can you see how this is in your way? This is keeping you stuck, keeping you oscillating. And so when you can allow this to be part of your reality, when you can allow what all the bad things that might happen, all the negative things, are you able to see all the positive things as well? So the moment that you allow yourself to see these other possibilities, these other choices, that you can have what you want, that you can be this, that there's anything that was in the way was just you. Just imagine how old you are at this age. I can't have this. I can't have what I want. And what age are you? Don't edit, just observe it. Just allow it. Just notice what's happening right now. What experience, what memories there. No judge, just information. And we just see this choice. Just go back all the way to the moment of this choice, this little, as far back as you can, the youngest version of it. There we go. And just notice where this choice is playing, and just notice that it's playing over and over and over again. Notice the emotion that it's trapped and entangled with. There we go. Just pull that apart. Name that one. Thank you. And send it down the line to what you want. There you go. And allow them to see each other. Superconscious. There we go. Just noticing your superpower. All in the direction of a life you love, increased satisfaction, decreased pain. Just allow all that we've been fighting for, holding on to, just allow it to see it's on the other side. It is what we want. When I have, and I'll be. When I have mine, when I have my money, then I'll be happy. Couldn't be happy and I couldn't have my money. Superconscious, just see that pattern, and then in as much light and love and peace, just allow that pattern to ripple through everyone, and everyone their pattern, their uniqueness, releasing it, releasing the pain, releasing the suffer, releasing the contracts that are all there. Superconscious, just double bubble these and allow them to see, oh, this is what we want. This is what we're going for. And they're all upgrades, contracts, and interpretations, new perspectives. So when you allow yourself to have what you want, you see all the possibilities, all the different ways that you can have it as a powerful creator. Wonderful. So just allow those parts to introduce to each other. Notice this child and the choice. Introduce the new choice. Do you see how we can choose a new pattern here, child? Your younger self, your younger version. And just take this child's hand, embrace this child, and say, let's look at our future. Just imagine taking this child, ask this child how old you are. Introduce them. Go right to the moment of this event, this choice, and just share all the wisdom that's there now. There we go. All the old pattern, all the old, and look at the history and bring the new history together, and just bring the both the neutrals and the power, the positive and the negatives together, please, so that they can just see each other into the neutral light on all of the aspects. Wonderful. Good. Integrate here aspects, lay out what we really do want, what we're good at, and just sign them up for in the direction of what we want. Here we go. I choose to love my life. I choose to be my powerful creator. I choose to live my true nature and purpose. I choose health and vitality. I choose to be abundant. I choose to serve the power of love. And what would that be like? Grow that bigger, set that in. It's like, look for that. How can I have that today? What is my obvious action? Make sure you take it. So that was how to remove and change what is holding you back. So make sure you get the next 30 days free series by clicking on the link. Use these processes. Use the wisdom process meditation, the end results, to teach yourself that it's safe to have what you want. Otherwise, you will continue to run from it, hide from it. Teach yourself these 5 steps. Notice your charge. It's always your choice. Look forward to seeing you on the journey. See you on the 30-day challenge, the free series that's there for you, giving you everything you need to know, setting you in the direction. How to transform your life every 4 minutes. Been a pleasure. Talk soon.